Benny Lewis is an author, polyglot, and language teacher.
There are a lot of things that people feel would not allow them to learn language. So I want to go through 5 major reasons they'd never get into language learning. The first is that they've no language gene or talent. It's all in your head. There's no language gene. So not having talent is not a good excuse. The next reason is that you're too old to learn a second language. And a lot of us feel that children their brains are hardwired to learn languages better. Well, a study actually found that under the right conditions, adults are better language learners than children. And when you think of it, adults tend to be studying dusty old grammar books and doing boring exercises, whereas children are playing in the language, they're having fun in it. So you're not too old to learn language. The next excuse people would have is that they can't travel to the country right now. The world is smaller than you think. Thanks to the internet, we can connect with native speakers from across the planet. In a lot of cases, they might want to learn your language, and then money isn't even an issue, because you teach them a little and they teach you a little. The next one people might give is they've got bad memory for learning all that vocabulary. But there's this technique called spaced repetition, where you revise the word just before you would forget it. And it looks something like this. The red line is what typically happens when you first see a word. Then just review it to make sure it goes, review it 1 day later, then a week later, and then a month later. You can learn the words faster and better if you combine this with an image association technique. So let's say I wanted to learn that the Spanish word for to fit, caber is to fit. What if I imagine then that it's barely possible to fit a bear in a cab? So no, having a bad memory is not a good excuse. Next, people always say is that they're going to frustrate native speakers. This is just so not true. As I've spoken to many people, and every time I attempt to use their language, they're overjoyed that I'm even trying. I just feel like, especially adults, when we learn a language, we're such perfectionists. The language is a means of communication. It's a way to get to know new people and new cultures. And when you embrace this, it's okay to make mistakes. So embarrass yourself. Go out there, talk to people. It's okay. And this is so important that you don't have to wait until you speak the language perfectly and fluently and so on. And the problem a lot of us face is we feel that we're better studying and preparing for speaking a language someday. There are 7 days in a week, and someday is not one of them. A whole new world will begin if you try to learn a new language. So I hope you'll give it a try. Thank you.
See more on Benny at fluentin3months.com.